It's acres and move makers.
It's acres and move makers.
I deal with land flippers, acres and move makers, room shakers, big boys with huge paper, the newspapers. You can run but can't escape us. We winning with these flash green when they act racist. Success is so contagious.
Let's go. It's acres and move makers.
Welcome to Acres and Move Makers. My name is Ray.
My name is Jay.
And we are
the Acre Boys.
Today we want to talk to you about an interesting topic that we came across. Not a topic per se, an interesting conversation. We put a post out on our other social media platform, Instagram, that went pretty berserk, to say the least.
Right.
And that was a buy for $600 vacant land lot that's worth $50,000. Now, is this true or is this false?
For sure. Automatically, right, when you hear something like that, if you're not familiar with the space, right, automatically the first thing you're going to do, because in my head, if I didn't know anything about this, I would say that that's BS myself too, right? But here's the thing, right? Understand what we've been taught by former mentors, whatever the case may be. You don't know what you don't know. Now, what I will say about this topic is, does this come along every day? Absolutely not. This is like an outlier of a deal or whatever the case may be. However, these things are readily available and accessible if you're in the game. This is why we always tell people, if you don't know anything about an industry that you're interested in, go ahead and get the right mentorship so you can go ahead and learn about it. Don't come in with any preconceived notions about what you think. Get under some people or get around some people who have been doing it and let them show you the way. So when it comes to these kind of things, like, you got to remember, tax deed properties are all throughout the United States. They're all throughout the United States. And what happens with these properties, these homeowners or landowners, whatever the case may be, they fall back on their taxes. And that leaves a lot of room for investors like us to come in and scoop these properties up. Very, very low prices, y'all. A lot of times 10 cents on a dollar, 20 cents on a dollar, whatever the case may be. So inside of this field, there are so many properties, millions of properties this is happening to. Now, how do you put yourself in the actual position where you can go ahead and make some money off of these properties? Number one thing you're going to do is go ahead and look at tax deed auctions. See what are on those lists. Because I can tell you, first and foremost, that we see things all the time that were $500 that you could sell for $3,000, $200 that you could sell for $2,500, whatever the case may be. So how do you put yourself in position where you can go ahead and take advantage of these lists that are readily available? We always tell all the time, the land business is the industry that's been hidden in plain sight. I've been around real estate for a long time. My partner's done real estate for a long time. But I used to hear whispers of tax deed investing, whatever the case may be, but I didn't know anybody that actually did tax deed investing. I heard talks about it. And on top of that, which makes it more intricate, we live in the state of New York, right? A tax deed auction in New York, where we're at, you got to have a lot of money to get involved in those particular auctions, right? But what we didn't know at the time is that these auctions, you can participate all over the country. Now, where we live, the prices are going to be astronomically high just based off where we live. But when you go upstate New York, those prices are going to drop and the properties are probably a little bit cheap up there. So just that mindset of being in a position where, if you're understanding and knowing that you don't just have to buy property where you reside at, that's the thing that's going to stretch you all the way out. When you realize that you can buy properties in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Nebraska, whatever the case may be, without leaving the comfort of your own home, and you can do it virtually. That's some of the thing I think that's going to blow your mind when it comes to these deals and how much they are. Are there huge denominations? Yes, of course. You can get into property values that are high up there on the scale, right? Or depending on where your money is, you can get involved on the lower end. But the bottom line is, even if you were buying a property for $300 and sold it for $3,000, what's your ROI on that, right? Your ROI is huge. And if you look at what the average person, you can do one of those deals a month, maybe two of those deals a month, and probably make more than you're doing on your regular 9-to-5 job.
So the question was, true or false? Absolutely true. How do I know? Because multiple reasons. I have experience in buying these deals.
Mhm.
I've done hundreds of these deals myself. This $600 deal that we're talking about, 100% true. The county that is having the auction is on what we call the over the counter list. OTC stands for over the counter. What does over the counter mean? Meaning that you can buy it from the comfort of your home. Meaning that you can buy it straight offline behind your computer, right? Minimum bid, $600. What do you need to know? All you need to know is it a good piece to buy?
Mhm.
So you need the education to know how to evaluate property. You need to know how to do county work. You need to know how to call down to the county and say, hey, is this property, what is it used for? What is the intended use for? What could be built on this property to make sure you're not buying something that is not a usable property? Because anytime we see properties that's going for $600 that goes upwards of $50,000. And the truth about this property is we said $50,000, but really the property over there is going for $80,000 to $100,000. We threw a $50,000 price tag on it because it was a tax deed or quit claim deed that you would be getting, which is usually less valuable than a warranty deed.
Mhm.
So we threw a $50,000 price tag on there. So you'll need to do your homework. That is what you need. If you're not aware, if you're experienced already, then I'm preaching to the choir. If you don't know how to do this, you need a proper education. You need to get with somebody that can tell you the steps to take to make sure that you're not spending. We don't want people, especially inside of our community, we don't want you to lose a dime, whether that's $600, whether that's $300. Make sure you're buying the right piece. Because anytime we see a property that's $600 that's worth that kind of money, it first thing it does for me and Jay is it makes us say, well, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with the
Mhm.
property that
Mhm.
it's a $50,000 property and it's only going for $600? I reviewed this property, right? I reviewed it 2 days in a row because it took me back when I run across properties like this. I couldn't find anything wrong. I'll tell you that I didn't call the county. I did only go by what the property card says. The property card says that it's a buildable lot. I didn't verify with the county. The reason that I didn't verify with the county is because I'm not particularly buying that piece. That's for the person that's looking to buy it. You would have to call down to the county, verify the usability of the property, contact planning and zoning, ask them what can happen. And I'll take it even a step further when you have a property that's an outlier like this.
Mhm.
After you speak to the county, contact a realtor and say, hey, can you give me some information about this lot? The realtor in that area, and especially in a nice part of the town, they're going to know about that lot. They're going to know about that location. And if that realtor can confirm that that is a good property or give you some information about what's been going on in that area, definitely buy it. Have we seen deals like these go down? Yes. One that stands out. We have a gentleman in our program named Seiko. He bought a property for $1,500 that was worth $45,000. So it happens. It does happen.
Yeah.
When we came into tax deed investing, we were buying properties for $50 that we were selling. I think our highest flip on a $50 was $4,000. So we bought a buy for 50 and sold for 4,000. So it does happen. Our mentors were buying for 50 and selling for $8,000 to $10,000.
Mhm.
So these things do happen.
Mhm.
Do they happen on a daily basis? No, they don't happen on a daily basis. It's like going to TJ Maxx or Marshalls. Occasionally, you will find a polo shirt,
A gem.
a gym in there that's in the big chain stores that's $300, and you'll find it for on sale for $27 in TJ Maxx or Marshalls. That's what tax deed, especially over the counter tax deed investing is. You're combing through lists that didn't sell at the in-person auction. So you're getting what's left over.
Mhm.
Now, what's left over, is there any jewels in there? Is there hidden gems in there?
Mhm.
Absolutely there is.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And another thing I would do on top of what he said, if you were interested in it, I would definitely ask that county when you go ahead and give them a call, ask them specifically, do what was previously any liens or judgments or whatever the case may be, do those typically follow on to the property? You might have to go from there and go ahead and do a soft lien search just to see if there are any violations or anything on the property that you would have to assume if you purchase this piece of property.
So if you want to know where you can get in front of a property like that or in front of a listing like that, guess who teaches that? Guess who exposes you that? Vega Boys, right? We put these lists in front of our community. That's our job. We go out and we find some of the most inexpensive places or just places that have over-the-counter shopping for our program. And we feed them as much as possible. You need to get around the right group that can put that in front of you, whether that's us or it's not us, or know how to do it yourself. Because it is a real thing. And you won't know if you're not involved in the game. If you're not on the inside or have the knowledge to know already, you won't land a deal like this because it's out there and it's happening every day of the year. There's always an auction going on. There's how many counties? How many tax deed states? A lot. So there's always an auction going on. So you just need to put yourself in position to be in front of it. You understand what I'm saying? So contact us if you want to join our group. We can put you in front of these kind of listings. And we do these on a regular basis, and we'll help you review these properties. Otherwise than that, if you found this video to be helpful, comment,
Like,
share, subscribe,
all of
more
that.
importantly,
Mhm.
and we'll continue to bring as much free content as we can. But $600 deal worth 50, absolutely true. That is not a hype. That is no fluff to that. Absolutely true. So until the next time, invest in dirt.
The cleanest way to make money. Peace out.